la prisión, Wilson Manyoma, Hormona.
Episode 65, Masses and None Pod.
Masses and None episode 60. Is it episode 65?
Yeah, it's episode 65.
Masses and None episode 65, like Justin said, of course. Shout out to, who was it? Seeker last episode, right? Shout out to Seeker who commented that we named the episode 63 again. So if you came in early last week and you've seen that we had two episode 63s, that's incorrect, my friend. That was my mistake.
Incorrect, my friend.
And I'm willing to own that mistake as mine. You know?
All that accountability.
Yeah. I mean, I put the shit in there.
Yeah. You definitely did.
100%.
And there's been a lot of stuff I've screwed up in my...
Yeah. The fact that you didn't double check is not a big deal.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's the story of my life. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's my fault. I can't possibly throw this on you. We got to fucking address we got to let the monkey out the bottle. Address the elephant in the room. There's a lot of animals going on.
That's what we're going to do. So first, we're going to start this episode with just making an announcement.
Yeah.
All right, we just need to kind of explain why we were not live last week.
What up, Twiz?
We didn't have an episode on Monday. We didn't have an episode on Thursday. And the truth of the matter is, the two of us were fighting a battle.
Mm-hmm.
We were fighting a hell of a battle. You know, a battle that thankfully we both won.
An uphill battle.
Yes, an uphill battle. Every kind of which way you can imagine the battle taking place, that's where it was. And we're happy to stand here or sit here today and really let you guys know that we are living, breathing, walking, podcasting COVID survivors.
COVID survivors.
So we're just going to go ahead and give ourselves an...
Should we touch each other?
Listen, we're COVID-free, baby.
Yes, sir.
We're COVID-free, baby.
COVID-free. Me and Justin had COVID,
and now we don't anymore.
Now we don't.
So, you know, just to let everybody know, I know your prayers and your, you know, all that stuff. I know nobody really gave a shit, but here we are, and we're not, you know.
We're like the fucking Magic Johnson of the podcast game.
Bro, we beat the shit. You know what I'm saying? So to me, anybody out there that thinks that, you know, they know what a real battle is,
mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking to a survivor, baby.
I'm going to get a bumper sticker.
I already got a tat.
What color is your... I'm not even going to go in.
It's Omicron blue. Of course. Of course it is.
That is so fucking funny. If you guys didn't pick up on that, I kind of mumbled what's your, and Justin just knew what I was talking about. What I was going to say is, what color is your like ribbon? And right away, Justin, right on top of it, Omicron blue. That's funny. No, yeah. So we weren't here last week. All jokes aside, we did have COVID.
And we actually planned on doing a breakdown.
Yeah, we could do. Oh, I didn't think we were going to do that.
Yo, you believe this, bro? They already hit our video with a COVID-19 informational banner.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we're back, and I got to admit it. We were gonna do a breakdown because we're pretty 99% sure that I'm the one that gave it to Roberto. You guys witnessed it. You guys actually, if you tuned in last week or the week before, rather, if you tuned into the podcast either Monday or Thursday,
yeah, or go back and watch Thursday's episode after.
That's
this
right.
One. It was something like
I aspirated. That's a non-COVID cough.
Yeah.
But if you go back and you watch, right? If you watch the episode from not last week, because there wasn't one the week before, Monday or Thursday, you could very well watch the moment where you think that I gave COVID to Roberto.
100%. Somebody let us know what's the time that Justin gave me COVID on our last episode, because it definitely, undoubtedly happened that night.
Yes. Thank
Without
you guys for the well wishes in the chat. Yes.
Yeah,
so
I appreciate it.
There's definitely got to be a moment. We were trying to talk about it. I'm like, damn, did I pass you a drink? Did, you know, like when did this happen? Can you see me spit directly
Does-
into
yeah,
Roberto's mouth.
Did you spit at one point? I just didn't catch it.
I'm sure I did. I'm loud and obnoxious, and loud, obnoxious people tend to spit when they talk. So,
I wouldn't have wanted to have gotten it from anybody else. I'll tell you that right now.
well, you know what? I'm honored to have popped your COVID cherry.
Yeah,
you know, I really
it.
am.
All right. So for our listeners who are recent to start watching us, if that makes any fucking sense, I work from home, so I do not go out often. I work from home, and I'm kind of a fucking hermit crab. Like, I enjoy being indoors. I enjoy being here, at least, and so I don't go out that much. So if there's anybody that you could have like got infected that maybe wouldn't have known that it was you, I'm not the right guy. I can narrow it down immediately. Justin was like, well, it's so contagious. You could have got it from anyone. And I was like, you're the only motherfucker I'd seen since last episode, you know? You were like the only person that was around that week.
It, you know, we're about accountability on this podcast. We're about honesty and openness. And if I had to put my money on it, I would say I'm definitely the dirty dog.
Yeah, it's all right though, man.
That gave you the vid.
I'm upset that I got other people sick, like in my home, and I did a lot of stupid stuff that I thought was a good idea. Listen, I'm gonna put myself out there. If you think you can't sleep on the floor in your room next to other people and not give them COVID, and I don't know that to be a fact, but it's my assumption, even if you are 6 feet away and you're on different planes, when Justin was here on Thursday, after Thursday, it was like Saturday, when he started feeling symptomatic, and he was like, no, I started feeling symptomatic on Saturday. You started feeling it on Friday, I think. So on Friday, he calls me and he tells me something about like whether he was around my kid or not. And last Thursday happened to be the first time probably in any episode that my daughter was down here. She wasn't down here during the show, so don't go back and try to look for it. Or maybe she was. Go check a look. But she was down here at some point, but she didn't come all the way down. She just kind of said just hi to Justin from the top of the steps. So he was like, damn, I was around your daughter. He was like, but I was like high. She was like high, and I was like low. So no big deal. Kind of cancels itself out, right? And
gravity applies to droplets too, my friend.
So I was like, oh, okay. Perfectly fine. When I start feeling funny, I could sleep on the floor in my bedroom. So I slept on the floor in my bedroom, and I shared it with Justin, and he reminded me that I'm a fucking idiot. He's like, you can't. He's like, yeah, he literally thought I was joking.
You know, and with further inquiry and a couple questions, it sounded like he was 100% serious.
Yeah, you came at me so hard I had to defend myself. I started throwing out weird logic. I was like, I was fucking 6 feet apart, and I'm fucking lower than them, bro.
You're like, yo, I had a tape measure and everything.
Yeah.
I had my wife hold it.
And I'm like, I'm in a closed room.
Yeah. This is a very, very different variant. I got to say, because I know they throw that word out there, variant this, variant that, whatever.
This is like the softest one, right? That there's one for us to get.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And it seems that way. I mean, shit, neither of us got intubated, knock on wood, you know, but I just find it, I find it, I did find it somewhere and it was found, but now it's lost. I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
All right.
I was going somewhere.
Yeah. Just like that. It's
just
all right,
like that,
you know
baby.
What? I wanted to get off the schman.
It's COVID brain, by the way. You know, that's the thing. You forget things after. But so yeah, we'll jump off the COVID thing. We just wanted to explain to you guys, everybody. I feel like we were discussing it. We feel you guys, we owe you an explanation for why we were MIA last week, but that won't happen again, baby.
No, in hindsight, we probably could have done it together, right? Because we were both sick.
Yeah, and that's that is true. We were both sick, and in the chat, yes, it is a softer version of COVID. They're saying, but it is getting kids sick. But they're just exhibiting like flu-like symptoms. So given this is early on, but I'm glad that it's a softer version. I mean, I think,
and the symptoms even in children are more mild than in adults.
Yeah.
So when they do get it, it's not as they don't get hit as hard as adults, allegedly. Yeah. I don't fucking know. Don't take anything I'm saying.
Yeah.
As
so
a
they say.
fact. I'm just a guy that got sick one time.
But yeah, man. So we'll let's
You
get
want to
back
talk about Antonio Brown taking off his shirt yesterday, taking off all his gear yesterday, walking out the game?
Yes. Myself and my lady had both completed our quarantine, and we were like, you know what? The Knicks are on. Let's go check the game out. So we go, we check it out, and while we're there, of course, it's the afternoon, so there's football is on, and I think it was who was playing. It was Tampa Bay was playing. Who were they playing? Where he pulled.
Tampa Bay was playing.
Anyway,
I don't know.
During this game, Antonio Brown, like as I'm watching the Knick game, like I'm looking, or I'm not even sure if the game was on yet, the Knick game, but I'm eating my wings, and I look up and I see Antonio Brown like taking off his stuff and throwing it into the crowd. He's got no shirt on, throws his jersey, throws everything away. But I've just seen obnoxious athletes do that before. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought, I was eating my wings, so I wasn't really watching what part of the game we were at. I was like, oh, this guy's like throwing his stuff into the crowd because, he's a narcissistic athlete and thinks people want his sweaty belongings. So, I've seen it before. Come to find out, he apparently like walked off the team or something.
He walked off. I mean, what's funny is like, depending on when you heard about it and when you last updated yourself, you'll have like completely different stories.
It was the Jets.
It was the Jets, yeah.
That's right.
I seen that while you were talking, and I want to interrupt you, and I even made a joke in my head. I said, "Oh, they're very forgettable."
Yeah.
But if you've seen it last night, then all the memes and the articles say, or like the headlines say, Antonio Brown like quits, like he walks off mid game, because that's the best story, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what intrigued me.
Yeah.
And what was it really? Is that
I guess he walked off, but it wasn't for like no reason. He didn't just walk off because he walked off. He said that he had like sustained like an ankle injury or an injury of some kind, and I'm not sure, but I guess there was they allegedly might have been like probably encouraging him to play, and he was like no, and then they might have, and then how like so they're saying allegedly that there was like a conversation that went like, well, if you ain't gonna play, then you got to get out of here. And they were like, word. And he just took off all his shit and got out of there. Like, in so many words.
Yeah, I mean, what's the other response? Really, it's like given.
Yeah, you think he looked at him and said like, say less?
He looked at him and was like, it's all good because I'm already super famous and I really don't need to play anymore.
I don't know. I mean, you look at some of the stats and how much like he was like 44 like receiving yards away from like 330 grand. Like he had like $1 million. Only he had like a very few like stipulations to meet like left. You know how I guess there's extra money and stipulations like score 10 touchdowns and get $300,000.
Yeah, he was gonna get bonuses.
Yeah, he was very close to like 3 different like $300,000 bonuses that would have like added up to like almost $1 million, if not $1 million.
But really, that's like peanuts in comparison to his contract. I'm sure that these milestones and these bonuses come like throughout the season. I think that these are all milestones that they put in their contracts and stuff. So like at any point, if he ever stopped playing ever, they could throw stats up like that, I'm sure, about money he would have missed, money he lost, like opportunities that he had. But I mean, you lose those opportunities all the time. I mean, when you leave a job that you feel is asking you to do something unfair, that's not right or whatever. Like when you leave that employer, yeah, you're forfeiting a lot of your benefits and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
So it's a similar thing. It's just, when you see those numbers, to us, those numbers are enormous. Like to a football player, he's like, yeah, that ain't shit. Like, I should be making like $550,000, like
$1 million. I think $1 million though, no matter what way you split it, like maybe you're right. I don't know what his contract looks like. They don't make that baseball player money though. And Antonio Brown's been around for a while. I don't know if he's making the fucking big dick money over there. I truly don't know. Let's see what his contract was.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to hear some points of that contract, but I'm sure he's making money and he's got a lifestyle that he leads and stuff like that. My concern is that like it's just unprofessional to walk off like that, like regardless of what the scenario is. What do you got pay on him,
dude? He took a 1 year, $3.1 million contract. That's
1 year, 3.1.
Yeah. 1 year, I told you he's been playing for a while. 1 year is dangerous because, like, it's like, hey, if you do great, you stick around,
Yeah.
If you don't do good. And you $3.1 million, that's, for him to lose out on $1 million bonus is 33% of what he was supposed to be making that year.
Yeah, that's true.
It might not be a lot of money in terms of, like, all the money he's making, but it's definitely a significant amount of money.
No, that's a lot more. That's a very large percentage of, of his money. I mean, it's like you said, that's a 33% bonus. If his contract's $3 million,
$3.1 million guaranteed, it's worth up to $6.25 million
with those bonuses, I'm sure,
including a $2 million signing bonus.
Damn. Well,
so when you're close to completing like the requirements necessary to get that bonus, man, it's got to hurt a little bit. But who knows? They didn't cut him.
Yeah, no, they didn't. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, they did. Hell yeah, they cut him.
No, they haven't cut him yet.
They already said that he's no longer a Buck.
Is that what they did? Is that recent? Because I read an article earlier that said that he hadn't been cut yet.
Oh, maybe. I mean, most of the stuff that I saw about it was last night. So I'm sure there's some new findings or new information that's afoot.
Yeah. I don't know. I seen an article. It said an hour ago, Buccaneers did not cut Antonio Brown today.
See, they didn't cut him yet. I mean, see, this is what's crazy about 2022 now.
Because they can't cut him, Because I know what you're going to say. I think I know what you're going to say. Go ahead. I'll let you.
The crazy time about 2022 is that, nobody really gets shit canned anymore for anything that you should be getting shit canned for. It's like for doing the wrong thing and doing stupid shit, they won't let you go. But for saying the wrong thing, you're gone.
Yeah, you got to be real careful how you fight. He's telling people his ankle hurt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ankle sympathizers out there.
Yeah, there are. And I don't know, man. It's a weird time, like, to have a business and to have people work for you and have employees, because essentially football players and athletes, these are employees. People forget that fact that, when Tom Brady was throwing those crazy ass touchdown passes for a different team, because he was busting ass yesterday, it was ridiculous. Like, did you see that? Right after Antonio Brown did that shit, they were losing. Yo, with 15 seconds left, he throws a touchdown pass. I was like, this guy is a savage. Puts them up and they win the game. Yeah. I'm like, what? But anyway,
like Tom Brady.
When Tom Brady was back in New England throwing those bombs and winning all those Super Bowls, yeah, he's Tom Brady, but Bob Kraft is still up in the goddamn box.
He's still an employee.
You work for Bob Kraft. Don't get it twisted. Don't forget, like, a lot of people don't look at athletes in that regard because they're like, oh, athlete, the athlete essentially, there's a really, really rich guy. Like, you think LeBron's rich? The guy that owns the team is rich.
Yeah.
That's the rich guy. Like that, like we get this fucked up. Like, he's like a really, really, really high level, like, Foot Locker manager versus the owner. Like, yeah, you run a store and shit. You running shit over here, but really, you still work for somebody.
So you got a lot of money amongst us.
Yeah, it's just like it's on a much higher level, clearly. But
it says coach said in the post game interview, but not cut him. Might just bench him. Jesus Christ!
What, that was in oh, that's in the chat. Somebody said that
in the chat. Yeah, listen, if they let him sit out the year, even if he sits on the bench for the whole year, he works out his contract, and that'll be that. And then who knows? I don't know. You know what? I wish I followed football enough recently to tell you if he's got a future in the league or not, or to at least make a speculation. But I feel like anything I say about him continuing to play or not going to play or whatever the case may be would just be simply that, like, speculation. I have not the fucking slightest clue. It'd be speculation off of no information.
No, I agree.
So I'm not even gonna touch that one. Did you see the Colorado truck driver that was so? If you guys listen to episode 62, one of those episodes, I'll actually tell you what episode. I won't be irresponsible. We talked about the Colorado truck driver who was sentenced to 110 years.
Yeah, he was sentenced to 110 years for, what seems to be inadvertently killing 4 people when his brakes went out driving an 18-wheeler. But there was some speculation that he missed, like, an emergency off-ramp that truck drivers use to avoid collisions in case their brakes go out. But ultimately he ended up getting sentenced to 110 years for those 4 people dying in that accident. A lot of people were in a lot of uproar. They were truck drivers protesting, parked up along the the major highways and the interstates, like saying they weren't going to deliver to Colorado. And yeah, it got the internet and the world kind of buzzing that was like an excessive punishment for this guy. So
today he got his sentence reduced by 100 years. 110 years is a lot of time when you start talking about like comparable crimes, right? When you start talking about the heinous crimes that people commit that get significantly less time.
yeah,
And what happened in this situation is that he couldn't run his time concurrent, I guess, as per like whatever rules they had in legislation in that state. So all his time was like on top of itself. So, you know, he got 10 years for this, 15 years for that, 15 years for this, 10 years for that. That should add it up to 110 years. Now he just got 10 years, which when you're facing 110.
yeah, and I think he's up for parole in 5.
Not bad.
So, I mean, it sucks to get even 5 years for something if it was, completely accidental, and that it does come out to be, accurate. Then, then that's awful, man.
I always say that people, like, you got to pay the crime. You got to do the time for your crime, or whatever the fuck the expression
Or the
is.
crime should fit the punishment, right?
And the crime should fit the punishment. You know, I'm not saying that, like, he should go away scot-free, but I just thought that, and not just me, millions of people thought that was, like, excessive. Do you seen all the videos of, like, all the trucks, like, stopped outside of Colorado that wouldn't go into, not Colorado, I guess Denver. I don't know how it worked. If they were,
it was Colorado. I think it was the state.
Yeah,
altogether.
I don't know if they were just like not cutting through like that specific area where he was, or if they were outside of the state.
They were probably holding deliveries that were supposed to be going into the state.
Oh, they definitely were holding deliveries.
I mean, I think it was an excessive amount of time, and I think, but we also, if we call a spade, and we say what it is, we're naive to the law in Colorado. We don't know the law of that state. So, a lot of major high-profile cases came down, and people have this kind of generalized perception of the law, right? Like, the way it goes in the place you grew up is what you think the law should be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like we really don't know the law in Colorado. Like, I know when, it was terrible when in Florida, that Zimmerman guy killed Mike Brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is that who he killed?
I just agreed with you. I don't know the.
Forget. It wasn't him. It was Trayvon Martin. When Zimmerman killed that kid, Trayvon Martin, everybody's in an uproar, and it was terrible that happened. The way the laws are in Florida is technically the guy hadn't committed a crime. In pulling the trigger, and it's terrible because the laws are written a certain way. Laws in Colorado, we don't know what they are. Yeah. So maybe he just got a bunch of time, because that's what they give you in Colorado. Like we consider
just throw time on top of time.
Yeah,
it's just the amount. It's just that you can't do all your time at once. Like that's the craziest part.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure in Colorado there's people that are like, well, remember your cousin Lewis? He got 3 life sentences for dropping that candy bar. It's like, I don't know what they do in Colorado.
There had to have been other like smaller crimes that you end up doing a lot of time for. Like, can you imagine like you commit a robbery with a firearm and there's like a kidnapping involved? Forget about it, bro. You'll never see the light of day.
Yeah, bro, you're done.
You'll never see the light of day.
So I just found it, it was excessive, but again, I think from a human standpoint, that shit is terrible. There's certain things like I don't care what the law was in Florida, like that from a human level, that shit was terrible. Like we should have been able to intervene somehow and be like, all right. Popular consensus is when the law is like, when it's this serious of a situation, we need to poll the country. We need to have a vote on this. Like what the hell is this? And that would have went the right way.
I don't know if we got to put it up to numbers. There's a lot of dumb people that would be voting for dumb stuff if we just put it up to numbers. But yeah, I agree with you.
No, but
can you imagine how crazy that would get?
Yeah, never mind.
Like, you know what? When you get enough people together, we'll just fucking ixnay on the rules.
Oh yeah, you're right. Damn, Zac Efron will be murdering people and be getting away with everything. Girls will be like, "We love him," and like Justin Bieber would be catching the most bodies because he get the most votes.
Be that's fucking true. President.
Damn, yeah, that's true. You can't. See, this is why it's important to talk ideas out, bounce them off somebody.
Yeah.
Bounce them off somebody. See,
Justin Bieber would be the first Canadian president.
Yeah, for
America's
real, man.
first Canadian president.
Yo, for real, man.
You leave it up to popularity.
Damn, man.
Kind of makes you fucking.
Yeah, you can't do that. Can't do that. I mean, The Rock would be winning at everything.
Yeah,
You know, he's winning at everything
he
anyway.
wants. The Rock, they got to limit the fucking amount of movies that guy could do every year, and
Yeah.
they got to fucking change his outfit per movie. I need him to play a different character.
Yeah,
because he's The Rock in every movie.
he is The Rock in every movie, and he's the Rock in real life. I mean, I don't really know. Is he ever not The Rock?
Bro, I just seen an article about him today talking about like him confirming Vin Diesel not going to be in the new Fast and the Furious. Like getting gully, he was calling Vin Diesel like a candy ass and shit.
Get
like,
out of here.
On like,
Were they joking with each other?
no, he says that they had like an issue. He doesn't directly say it was Vin, but we all know it was Vin. You know what I'm saying? And Vin looked like a big guy. When he had that white beater on in Fast and Furious 1, I thought the dude was a little swole.
Listen, he is a little swole until you put him next to a pro wrestler.
But when you, not even the pro, dude, that guy is not just a pro wrestler. He is a he's a
bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But he's the size. He's a big, enormous pro wrestling former like D1 football player.
Yeah, roided up to the fucking gills.
Bro, that guy is a walking pectoral muscle.
Bro, he is juiced up.
That shit is so
So,
crazy.
yeah, he put out a tweet today saying that he was confirming, I guess saying that Vin Diesel's not going to be in the new one. And then I started looking up old tweets about this so I could figure out what's going on. And there's a rant with him calling fucking Vin Diesel a candy ass and shit. The fact that he even uses that like in his real life is, you know,
It's funny.
testament to The Rock himself.
Well, I mean, guy crushed that turtleneck and fanny pack.
Yeah,
You know,
bro.
you gotta give it to
dude,
him.
he's got
With that
it's
S-curl?
hard not to like him.
Bro,
For sure.
He's the man. I remember when he made his debut at Survivor Series, he was Rocky Maivia. I remember because his dad was a wrestler and shit. I remember this guy came out, I was like, this dude is so soft. He came out and he was just like high-fiving everybody like, hey.
Was he like a nerdy character?
Yeah, he was like Rocky Johnson's son. Like that's essentially the way he was kind of ushered in. And then and he was like a fan favorite like that. And then all of a sudden he made this heel turn. Like he became like this heel, like this bad guy. And everybody, that's when he really blew up. That was when he blew up, when he became The Rock and started doing that. People's eyebrow talking shit, you know, and like when he started doing that, that's when he went off. That's when he went off, man.
Justin tells a really good, funny story in episode 56 where he talks about the time that his girl's dad got the fucking people's eyebrow from The Rock at fucking
My girl, right?
at SmackDown.
Did I tell that story?
Yeah, you did tell it.
Yo,
Yeah,
hilarious,
You guys should
bro.
go check it out. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal, but I hate to love him, but I kind of do.
Yeah, I mean, what's next? What we got? A lot of interesting stuff going on, man.
Before we get into any serious topics, do you got any? And it's okay if you don't, because I don't. You got any New Year's resolutions?
Do I have any New Year's resolutions? There's some things I don't like to use the word resolution because I feel like that's very temporary.
Yeah.
I feel like people, myself included, I always try to make a resolution, but to me a resolution is like a diet.
Yeah, you want
Like-
to change your lifestyle.
Exactly. It gets played out, you lose commitment, you lose momentum and shit. So what I wanted to do is really just live healthier. That's my goal for 2022 in every aspect. Like I want to meditate a little bit. I want to like start clearing my mind, being a little more thankful for things. I was having this talk with my girl and it was like, I realized like sometimes I just let myself be dissatisfied with things that are good. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's good. Like, get tired of my Jeep. I want a new truck and shit. Like I don't need another truck. I don't need, a new computer just because I want one. I just want to be a little more thankful and live a little healthier. I'm trying to eat better and shit. Make sure I get in the gym more and shit. And
Those are really good aspirations.
but that's, again, I don't want to say resolution. I want those to be things that I take on going forward.
Yeah.
Was that a little more serious than you thought? Sorry.
No, I thought it
That's
was great. I wish I wouldn't have started off by saying like I have no resolutions, because I feel like you just inspired me to fucking fix some things in my life.
See?
But no, I don't think there's anything wrong with New Year's resolutions. Like even somebody's attempt at like improving themselves, even if you do it for a little bit, like it's a victory. You can't look at those things like failures, like getting off of a diet. As somebody who was on a diet for fucking a long time and then got off that diet. Dude, I gained a lot of weight back from when I was thickums. I'm back to being thickums. But you know, I don't really even look at that shit as like, oh, I fucked up. It's like, nah, I did it once, like I could do it again. Like if you want to live a healthier lifestyle or meditate or whatever the case may be, not you specifically, I'm just saying in general, like, and you find yourself doing that shit and then you gave it up like by March, ain't no reason why you can't pick it up in fucking May and just do it again, you know? And then if people didn't really know you gave it up, you could just front like you've been doing it. You know?
There's always that.
You could drop that shit in February and then pick it up in May, find somebody and they'd be like, oh man, you still doing yoga? It's like 5 months strong.
That's right.
Say, what's today? May 25th? Yep. I'm strong.
Right? Downward dog's getting pretty solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really want to do that.
That was one of my resolutions a couple years ago that I never really got into. I wanted to stretch every day. Like I was like, yo, I gotta fucking stretch. Like I got the worst. I can't bend over and touch my toes, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't grab my ankles.
Yeah, you can.
Not that I feel like I gotta put myself in that position often, but I want to be able to if I had to.
If the opportunity presents itself, you want to make sure you can, take care of business.
Yeah. Listen, somebody puts me in a fucking what's that called? A knee bar. I don't want to fucking tap like immediately. You're gonna have to crank that puppy back.
Exactly. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to put a little extra torque on that thing.
Sit into that knee bar. You're gonna have to sit back on it.
Well, yeah, the knee bar you want to be careful with. But I get it. Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? If I could stretch, you know what I'm saying?
You can always listen, man. Stretching will save your ass, bro.
But yeah, like that's one of the things that I didn't do it either. Like it might have been more than a year ago because this was when I was working in an office.
Okay.
So, and one of the things I was saying, I was like, yo, like I was trying to get all my teammates in the office behind me. I was like, yo, you guys, let's fucking stretch every day, yo. I'm just saying, we come in at the same time every day. Do a quick stretch, I'm trying to get fucking my stretch game good. Right. I need motivation. And everybody was pretty much, a lot of people were down. There was women on my team, so they were kind of like, apprehensive in the sense that like, it might not, they don't want anybody looking at them funny and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, fucking weirdos everywhere. So
you got to be careful. And the HR starts getting involved and shit.
Yeah.
So like, stretching.
Now, who gets in trouble, right?
Yeah,
does he walk in there? He's like, she's fucking stretching. What do I do?
What do you want? Her hammies were a little tight. What do you want me to do?
Should I close my eyes?
Yeah, the hell? You want me to not? I'm being a team player. Yeah.
But we were in a cubicle setting, so in hindsight, maybe it wasn't the best idea. And some of them picked up on it quick, but for the most part, everybody was behind it. I was gonna get to stretch, bro. I had a feeling that year I was gonna touch my toes. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, you got to get. David Goggins says he stretches 2 hours a night per night. He stretches for 2 hours.
He has to stretch. That dude's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, though. Stretching is important. It helps, especially with the amount that people sit every day. That shit, it shortens your hip flexors. It gives you all kinds of shit. It puts pressure on your back, tightens your it shortens your quads and your hamstrings. And then when you stand up, you just feel mad. Yeah, man, that shit, you really got to stretch.
What's the hip thrusters thing?
Your hip flexors. There's different muscles in here that give you truncal mobility, but when you're sitting all the time, those muscles aren't extended.
Yeah, I feel like I extend my hip thrusters.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
I feel like if you might got me on the short quads.
You got some proof walking around upstairs.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Waking up from nap time.
Yeah, I got some thrusters still in me. For a guy that sits, I think the doctor would say so.
Right? Measure my thrusters.
Yeah.
I said flexors.
Rob, your quads, they're tight, but your thrusters, they're large. What's going on?
See, that's the thing. From this sitting position, it's just nothing is, there's not, that pulley system isn't kind of, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
I get it. Yeah.
You sit down and it's like a rubber band just being,
There's
loose.
A word
There's
for that,
slack
right?
on
when
it.
You have no muscle in a certain area.
Like atrophy?
Yeah.
Hopefully you're not atrophying, I don't think. But I'm sure, there's small parts.
I'm just saying people.
You're actually...
sit down long enough.
You're probably right. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yep. 100%. That's a fact.
That's a damn fact.
If there's one thing you could take away from this show.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
100%. And that's 60% of the time, all the time. Obviously.
Correct. But, yeah, man, stretching's important.
I know. It is important. I wanted to talk about this fucking article that my boy Tom told me about. It was about a TikToker who was suing TikTok because they have like PTSD. They're a moderator, so they like censor stuff that isn't supposed to be on TikTok.
Oh, so he's the moderator, so he has to kind of vet and filter this information before he lets people post. Like, let's say somebody posts something that's really terrible content, he has to comb through these posts.
Yeah, like if some chick whips her tits out, he's the guy that fucking pulls the cord.
Well, unfortunately, that's probably not the videos that he was having to pull out.
No. I'm just saying that's by one of many. There's probably one guy for stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. He didn't have that job because he's suing for psychological trauma. And I'm just going to essentially give you a synopsis off the he's suing the company. That's it. I don't want to fucking read this article. Some of his the things that are happening to him: significant psychological trauma, including anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Why didn't he just get another job?
You know what? I didn't even think about that. What I thought about essentially was what.
You know how many cops and doctors and healthcare workers are going to start filing lawsuits?
I just think like, what could he possibly be looking at?
Oh, it's got to be crazy stuff. Like there was a guy that was on, I think it was Pat Bet David's podcast. I think it was that podcast. And he was talking, he worked for Facebook and he did something similar. And he was talking about, he's like the kind of stuff that people try to post on here that we would see. He said it was just like a big ass building full of people. It was that were doing what he's doing. Like everybody's sitting next to each other, just consuming content all day and just filtering out everything, like flagging the videos. They didn't filter it out. They would flag the videos for review. So then when they flagged the videos, they would be, I guess, decided on by a higher up above that person if that information should be posted.
But you think TikTok's got the fuck? Because I could put your people putting crazy stuff on Facebook. But I thought TikTok being a younger audience wouldn't have like the same kid and crime stuff that you might find on Facebook.
But it's not a younger audience anymore. TikTok is, and TikTok is now the largest visited website on planet Earth.
Really? Is that like it gets the most hits because of its algorithm and the way it's designed for like people to just like keep siphoning through it?
All I know is it's the most visited site.
Fuck.
It just became the most visited site that's of any website.
Really? I don't even have a TikTok.
So I mean, either. But we've definitely visited the site. I mean, how many 100%. Times have people people just send you a link, you'll watch this, I click it and it's a TikTok video.
Yeah.
So I think it just becomes a numbers game at that point. So I'm sure he probably saw worse shit or just as bad as this Facebook person, because now it's just a numbers game. Like it's just more probable that you're going to see an increase in the number of these videos if you're just purely reviewing more content. You're going to find more of these videos. So that shit is just rough, man. Like the guy was saying from Facebook, he was not okay.
Damn, I thought this conversation was going to go a whole nother way. I thought we were going to have a good time. I thought me and you were going to go back and forth about funny things they've probably seen.
No, had I not had a previous point of reference from this guy that I'm telling you that I had seen, that dude was not okay. Like he was not. He was like, yeah.
Is he selling it?
He might have been weird to begin with.
Because people put themselves... Yeah.
He definitely wasn't... he might have been weird to begin with, and it's just exacerbited that weirdness.
Yeah, I need to see a picture of him before and after. Was he wearing the same funny sweater he's been wearing the last 6 years?
Good point. Good point. What's my reference of what this guy was like prior?
Yeah, what's this guy's baseline?
But the stuff he was saying was crazy.
No,
it was like torture stuff. It was like... animal cruelty. It was like real bad stuff. He's like shit that's illegal, like almost everywhere. He's like, because that's what you got to factor in is now you have a global user base submitting content. Yeah. So now you're crossing over, in America, we're super soft when it comes to filtering content and censoring content, like compared to stuff that's available in other parts of the world. Like, our pay-per-view is this, like other people's pay-per-view is like murder videos. You know what I mean? It's a very different kind of threshold for that kind of content in America. Like I like to think we're pretty civilized, and we don't promote that kind of stuff. But Lord knows what you're seeing when you're filtering the Globe's information that they're trying to post, and there's sick videos and stuff like that.
Remember the crazy videos when we were kids of like people cutting off their fucking
like faces
penises?
of death type? What?
You ever seen the video where the dude cuts his penis off, or when the guy cuts his balls off, he castrates himself?
Are you watched this?
You never. When
you
were
see
a
what
kid,
I'm saying?
No. When you were a kid, nobody ever sent you like the Rotten.com videos.
Well, I seen Rotten.com videos. But
wasn't that a part of Rotten.com?
I mean, I don't know, but Gonyo, I didn't watch somebody.
I'm not saying I went full through. I'm not saying I watched the whole thing.
You asked me if I ever saw it. Like it's a thing.
Like,
like
2 girls, 1 cup. Like that's a thing.
2 girls, 1 cup is a little different.
What?
But even so,
2 girls. I'd rather watch a dude cut his dick off twice than watch 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh my goodness.
And this guy had a dull knife too. He didn't have anything sharp. So if you're listening to us on Spotify, Twiz is in the chat. He said I watched it twice. It's gross, dude. It was gross. I had friends that were just like into shit like that. One of my boys loves watching like fucking cartel beheadings.
Yep,
like
I remember that one.
In on him like eating a breakfast sandwich, like watching a beheading.
Oh my God!
What the fuck?
He's like, "Hey, good morning. The Knicks won last night."
Yeah, dude. And he wanted to show it to me. He showed me people getting lined up and shot. I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff, man. But see, that's the kind of stuff like that. You didn't want to watch that. That was like one video that you were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. See, your brain was like, whoa, whoa. This guy's like, damn, got to pay the rent. Got to pay the rent. Got to pay the car note. So I guess I got to watch a few more of these. And you're just sitting there. Imagine that. You thought it was crazy. He was starting his day like that. This kid that's like vetting these videos, he's watching them all day. From the time he punches the clock, he's watching this crazy stuff.
Spasmodic says, dude scrambled his eggs for sure.
Yeah.
I saw it.
That's hilarious.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess from that perspective, you're correct.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm glad I wasn't insensitive about this.
Nah, come on, man. I don't want you to feel pressure to be insensitive.
No. You're right. I didn't see it from that way. I seen it like, from another perspective. It's funny either way.
Yeah, it is. And to be fair, this is something that I already had a reference point from because I saw a man being interviewed saying about how crazy it was and how there was like a high suicide rate among people that were doing this kind of work.
Damn.
And I was like, oh my God. He's like, it's crazy.
This guy was American? They're not outsourcing this shit?
I mean, who knows? I'm sure that they have offices all over the place. I'm sure that this is a global department, like for sure.
I want to know what he's getting paid. What was his salary like?
I mean, listen. The price is right, baby.
Yeah, I could do it for a couple years.
Yeah, I could do it for a little bit. Like, do they allow overtime?
Yeah, how's it work?
I'll grind there. Can I do this from home?
They got a 401k?
Yeah. But it's got to be weird though to see that over and over and over and over all day long.
How much would it cost?
Definitely more than they could pay me. That sounds like an entry-level job.
Yeah, I believe so, but I'm just curious. Like, if they told you, what's the number that would surprise you and maybe make you say, oh, no, fuck that, I'd do that? Like, I'm not talking about...
I'd have to make like $1 million.
Like, so if they told... What if they told you he was making $600,000?
600,000 and some shares. Because now if we're talking Facebook, I want some equity. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the 600,000.
That's unrealistic.
That's what I mean.
But what I'm saying,
if you want me to use this witty ass, sharp ass brain, you want me to get on here and you want me to fucking stare at this fucking gruel and just that's a non-COVID cough.
Stop saying the word. We already got flagged.
You ain't lying.
We were flagged minute 1 of this video. No, but if they would have told me that if they were like, it wasn't worth it, the $500,000 a year, I would what? 500,000? Bro, I think you'd do it for $500,000 a year.
Bro,
I think maybe, and I'm not saying you do it forever.
But at $500,000, I mean, listen, I would entertain the position. I would be like, listen, I'm gonna watch, I'll do it, and then I would say,
yeah, maybe you cut the cord and you leave early.
Yeah, and I get to keep what I made so far. There's no
dude, you work for half the year.
Because am I salaried? Clearly.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna be an hourly.
No. No.
My salary?
Yeah, your salary.
Salary at $500,000.
Yeah.
500,000.
Yeah. That's a good gig.
I'll tell
if
you what.
did it for 6 months.
I'm showing up to orientation.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
100%.
showing up to orientation. Depending how that goes, I mean, they got to offer me some cool incentives. I got to have like good break times, free snacks like Google.
Dude, when you watching shit like that, they'll fucking put your office in the ball pit if you want it. Like, they'll put it wherever the fuck it needs to be.
Yeah, listen, if I had a hammock and they put my monitor on the ceiling,
Yeah.
and shit, like, I got to, if you got to give me some options, we'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk. I need a little
They're
something.
not giving you a hammock. That's a hazard.
Yeah, that's right. Can turn that into it kind of represents rope a bit.
That department don't hang with with hammocks. Hammocks are kind of fucking funny anyways. They're not really that comfortable.
Hammocks?
Yeah,
they're
bro.
a little overrated. I mean, that
Yeah.
position's great for about 10 minutes.
Hammocks are incredibly overrated, bro. People who say like, go and sleep on the beach on a hammock, forever and shit. Fuck out of here. You have the worst fucking spina bifida, fucking some kind of. You get mesothelioma out there in that position.
Well, I'll tell you what though. The only reason why I don't really get along with hammocks is I like to sleep on my stomach or on my side.
I think you could.
You have to sleep on your back.
It's the
You
hook.
have to sleep like this, or else you can't sleep in a hammock.
I think it's the hook. It's like it curves your body, because it's coming down. So
Yeah.
like,
So if I sleep on my stomach,
yeah.
I'm like
Oh, no, yeah,
hyperextending
you
back.
couldn't sleep.
I'll be
Yeah.
like I'm like scorpioning.
How's your stretching? Can you touch your toes?
Yeah, I could touch my toes, man. Definitely not with my knees locked out. That's
Oh,
for sure.
okay. Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
Nah, I got to put a little bend in those puppies.
One of my boys does no exercise. This motherfucker just bend over and grab his ankles. It's the weirdest thing. This dude, now I'm saying it out loud, this dude definitely getting stuck. That's the only explanation. Definitely getting pegged. Move on. To go back to, did we cover you wanted to talk about some shows you're watching on Netflix. I fell into a hole of like English series, like European Netflix shows.
Oh, because you got a VPN, right?
No. I'm not even going through the VPN. They're just like shows that are just like maybe it's like American people making it, but it's like all English accents. They're like all from like it's like a show shot in like Liverpool or something like that.
Huh.
There's like 2 of them, and I watched a whole one yesterday. I wish I could tell you guys what shows they were. I'm gonna look them up. I'll
tell you right now while you're doing that.
Okay, go ahead.
I started watching that show, and apparently it's not very new, but I just kind of discovered it. Imposters.
Good show.
That show is very good. It's like it's like this woman that scams people, scams men. She marries them, takes all their money, and then runs off. And then it kind of sets off this chain reaction of like other people kind of getting involved in that kind of like con artist kind of work, and it's just super interesting.
If you're looking for a good show to watch over a weekend, like to binge, that's a good show. There's multiple seasons, not a ton. It's not impossible. It's really good, not super serious. The show I'm talking about is called Stay Close. It's really good. It's trending on Netflix right now. You watching Cobra Kai? You like that shit?
Yeah, I like Cobra Kai. I'm
Dude,
corny.
I fucking hate that shit.
I'm corny as
I
hell.
don't hate it. I'm not watching it.
I did like it, like the first season and like part of the second. I mean, I haven't really watched much since then, but I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was good how they like brought it back and they made him like
they're kind of dragging it though. No.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it. I didn't even finish, I think, the second season. I
got halfway through the second season and I was like, all right, we don't need to make any more of this.
I mean, it's not The Witcher or anything like that.
Yeah, The Witcher's hard to watch too, though. There's a lot of dialogue in that shit.
Bro, The Witcher is amazing, bro.
Dude, I'm on like episode 3. It's like 3 weeks now. I've been rewatching episode 3.
Bro, it's good, man. I mean, I didn't have any trouble. I like that kind of shit, though. So, like, I didn't really have any trouble with it. There was like no downside to it. I mean, it's just cool as hell. It's a dude that hunts monsters and drinks a potion to make himself like superhuman and magic. And he does magic and swings a Conan sword and cuts the heads off of dragons and shit. Like, if that's not some of the coolest shit.
That is pretty cool.
It's pretty goddamn cool. And he's from a team, a brotherhood of these guys called Witchers that are all monster hunters.
I haven't seen
so
another
cool.
Witcher yet. Like, I'm not that deep. Is there a gang of them?
Yeah.
They fight together?
Like they're all like...
They all got white hair and shit? It's like a...
Just watch it.
It's like a boy band. They just all got like platinum blonde hair.
Yeah, he's definitely the most shredded Fabio type of, he's legit though, man. He's the guy that played Man of Steel. Same guy that played Superman.
Dude is shredded.
Yeah, he's enormous on that show. And he pursued playing that part.
He hasn't taken his shirt off yet since episodes 1 through 3.
Yeah, it's like a Turkish bathhouse scene, I think.
Oh, okay. So
no, I'm just kidding.
I haven't got to see. I haven't got to see him yet. But I'll tell you one thing. In Superman, that dude is a fucking specimen. He is enormous.
See, man, this right here is why I love Twiz. He's breaking it down right now, The Witcher in the chat.
Let's hear it.
Right now. Yeah, he said, nah, The Witcher is lit. Because he played the game. Because The Witcher is based on a book series that became a video game in the early 2000s. So when it became a video game, it's a really deep world of this kind of superhuman, supernatural kind of world. It's like Game of Thrones mixed with like really dope adult like witchcraft. Like it's like scary magic sometimes and shit and like powerful shit. It's not like Harry Potter early on. It's like Harry Potter when he grew up and they're like really getting it in, Mm-hmm. That's it's legit, man.
I thought about playing the game to maybe get into the show so I could have some context. I'm gonna give it another shot. I've been trying, dude. I just can't stay awake.
It's just watch it earlier.
Yeah.
Watch it earlier or watch it like while you're eating because nobody goes to sleep while they're eating.
Yeah.
So it's super freaking good, man. That show was good. So I recommend that to anybody. And that chick, Yennefer, yeah, she's like this witch. She does, they call it chaos. That's what they call like magic. They call it chaos. Like that. It's fire to me, bro. I love it.
It's probably not a bad show. Hey,
I'm like mad I'm not a witcher. I think I am a witcher. It's just they haven't come to me yet and really, put me down with the team.
How do you become a witcher? Can you come home or are you born a witcher? How's that work?
Well, no, you're not born a witcher. You become a witcher. You're turned into a witcher if they see like
potential. They're like a vampire, essentially.
Yeah, but at the same time they kind of like it's almost like the guys that guard the wall, like the crows. You remember in Game of Thrones?
They didn't have a choice. They were sent there.
Yeah, they were sent there as a sentence. But these guys a lot of them are like loners. They don't have family and shit like that. And then they go and get kind of put down. They get transformed into like to be a witcher. And then, and then it's just, you're just out there just hunting monsters and stuff.
That's what you do for the rest of your life. Are you allowed to have like a wife and shit like that?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
That's
this is why it reminds me of that. It's it's almost like I mean, none of them seem to have wives. I mean, they get with like women, but they don't have.
There's
wives.
brothels.
It's like old school. Like you just pull up on some house. Every town has like a house full of women. And everybody just goes there, and they're all like got just sheets hanging off of them and shit.
It seemed that way, right? In all these movies, it makes it seem that way. I don't know if that's the way it really was.
Yeah. See, you can't reproduce as a witcher. That's what he's saying.
Oh, did you do you think it's as good because it has a lot of dialogue. It's a good show, very detail oriented, similar to the show C on Apple TV,
which is also very good.
Also a very good show,
and 2 seasons deep as well.
Also a very good show. Which one do you like more? What would you rather watch if you had to pick one?
Oh, that's tough, man. Depends on the day. I mean, as it stands right now, The Witcher. I'm more into The Witcher.
If you guys haven't checked out C's on Apple TV, it's a show about. It's like a post-apocalyptic show where the world is blind and nobody can see except.
Yeah, and then of course they introduce characters that can see, and there goes the movie. I mean, people want to leverage their ability to see as power, and it's almost like considered godly in a way,
Yeah,
so.
And they're living like hundreds of years in the future where they've like established, they're well established blind like colonies.
Yeah, like the world is built for blind people. Like maps are kind of topographic, stitched into cloth, like so you can feel it.
They write with like knots.
Yeah, that's how they communicate with knots. Yeah, but so I don't know. What do you think? You haven't watched The Witcher. You haven't gotten into it.
I haven't gotten into it. I think it's a cool looking fucking show. Even the opening scene when he's fighting that thing in the swamp or whatever.
Yeah,
it's fire. It looks like a cool fucking show. I just can't stay awake through it. Like I don't know what it is. Also, like I put it on late night. I don't know.
It's not the show that you can invest in while you're laying down in bed.
Yeah, no, you really got to give that show the attention it deserves.
You just don't want to be, any show that has a lot of characters with like weird names, House of Toth and House of, my name is
my God.
Rendezvous from House of Glimley. And
bro, I watched that whole fucking show. I watched it like twice, and I don't know a single motherfucker's name.
Yeah, that's why, with stuff like that, you might even have to like pull up just like a quick character breakdown.
Dude, no, that's why I have subtitles, because subtitles tell you who's talking. Yeah. That's how I know people.
Oh, that's actually a good point. That's actually a really, really good point. There's a life hack.
Yeah, my chick fucking loves subtitles. She was, when she went away to school, her roommate liked subtitles, so she just picked it up from her and then brought that shit home, and I didn't like it at first. And now I kind of like it, because if you miss something, you could always see it.
Yeah, to me, it's too distracting. I just find myself reading instead of watching.
I only read it when I miss something, but
you can look away from it.
Yeah, you can look.
I don't believe you.
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
It's small, and like it's not even in the center of the screen. It's at the bottom, and it's a black backdrop.
But you don't feel like you have to focus on watching to avoid looking at the words?
No, maybe because I've been watching it for like so long. Like my girl's been out of school for a while now.
To me, it just is. It's a distraction and it's an obstruction of the film. I mean, it's like
you never see like subbed anime.
I've watched things with subtitles only if they're not available. Like City of God.
Yeah,
that movie's
I'm not
fire.
into anything subbed. I'd rather watch something dubbed. I know like people they're like fucking purists, and like if you don't learn Japanese and watch it in fucking Japanese, then you didn't really get to enjoy it. But I'd rather watch something subbed than dubbed. I mean dubbed than subbed, but I don't mind. Like
I don't like dubbed either. Like I'll just avoid that shit, to be honest. There's only very few things like Apocalypto. That
I never seen that shit. I didn't even know it wasn't in English.
What? It's in like, I'm not sure.
That shit is like in Quechua, right? It's like it's a Mayan fucking.
Yo, for real, bro. Yo, that movie. I can't believe you never saw that.
Never seen it.
Watch that.
No, I heard it's like 3 fucking hours.
That movie's so goddamn good.
And it's not in English. I know I sound like an asshole, but
yeah, I mean, I think you should watch it. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Watch it. Trust me. Watch that shit.
All right. Put it on my to-do list.
Yeah, but
that's
like
a watch
that
list.
City of God, you seen that?
No.
That's that's one of the craziest movies I've ever seen. It takes place like in the favelas in Brazil. So it's in Brazilian Portuguese. And it's just like a coming of age story of like these young kids that are running around, and it's so gangster out there. Like there's like 9-year-olds committing murders and stuff. Like it's crazy. And like these two kids like grow up, and one goes one way, the other one goes the other way. And you just see like the parallel worlds, but they're still cool with each other and stuff like that. And it's crazy. It's like some of the craziest, like, what can I say? Like, like really, like it'll mess with you a little bit, like the violence and stuff. 'Cause it's like it's like kids and violence, and it's like, it's crazy, given they're all actors and stuff, but it's like, it really opens your mind and the world up to like the fact that there's children going through this.
Yeah, there's shit
in
like that
places.
happening.
There's kids on the street that are, like banging, like the way they are, adults are in like street gangs.
I'm sure by not watching more of these like foreign movies, we're missing out though. Like there's definitely got to be great movies that are made in other languages that we just fucking don't watch because we just.
Yeah, I mean that's I'm sure that's true. Just like there's a lot of people that don't understand English and are missing kind of the really good films that we have. There's incredible films from overseas, I'm sure, that are amazing that we just don't know about or we can't understand.
You watch Money Heist or Casa de Papel?
No. Is that good?
What?
Oh wait, Money Heist is stories of people that almost got away with stuff, or is it like a TV show?
Nah, depending on how your Netflix, because if you watch it in Spanish, it's called Casa de Papel, but if you watch it in English, it's called Money Heist. I'm pretty sure, and that doesn't translate. So
yeah, I don't know.
But it's a show about these people in Spain who rob a bank. Essentially, it's like they mastermind robbing a bank. There's a guy.
I love that kind of stuff.
Professor, and he is like on the outskirts, like, and he's thought of every single thing that could and would happen, and he's just like masterminding this bank robbery. It's like a fucking symphony. Like it's crazy. You got it.
I love that kind of stuff because I like the Ocean's movies,
bro. Oh my god, it's like the Ocean movie, and another I can't even think of another like heist movie. But anyways, it's really good. It's a show. You gotta watch it. It's on Netflix. It's in Spanish, but you can put it in English if you want.
I got to
I put the subtitles on that shit because that shit isn't like they're like Spaniards. These motherfuckers be saying some shit. I'd be like, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah. I would find myself reading too much. I can't do it, man.
Nah, I don't know.
Can't do it. If the subtitles are up, I can't look away.
I just look at them when I fucking was like, wait, what do you say?
I don't know. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't focus that way.
My chick's got a weird thing with like English accents. Like if you're from London, she kind of fucking understands you, but you start heading out. It's like Welsh or fucking any of those. I showed her Darren Till the other day.
Oh my God.
Didn't understand a word he says.
Yeah, you can't, man. Liverpool is different.
Yeah.
Liverpool is a very, very different, man.
My chick was like, I was doing the accent. She was like, that's Irish. I was like, no. I was like, you never heard a Liverpool accent?
Yeah, man. It's very hard to understand. My girl has trouble with it too. I mean, I have trouble with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certain accents that I get a little better at just from watching like fighters, like foreign fighters and stuff like that.
Like Portuguese?
Yeah, like
or
Portuguese
Brazilian
and stuff.
accents?
Yeah, Brazilian, Portuguese, like guys from England and stuff and from Liverpool. Like Paddy the Baddy is hard to understand sometimes.
He is hard to understand.
It's just one of those, you just get, I guess, better. Like if you live there for a while, it wouldn't even be a thing to you. You'll probably start talking like that.
How long?
I don't know.
You go to Australia tomorrow.
I mean, I don't know about Australia, because that's a really different way people talk, but people pick up like Southern twangs and stuff. People will pick up stuff like you go live in like Louisiana and stuff like that. You're going to come up here talking a little different. You go up, just like if you go up to, I'm sure, like Boston and you live up in Boston for a while, you're going to come back here talking a little bit of that. It just happens. Like, even if you move to the hood and you're not from the hood, you're going to come out talking differently.
Yeah, one of my boys moved to Georgia. He came out here talking crazy. We're like, where the fuck are you from?
Yeah, man.
I know somebody that moved to Texas, too, and they had a crazy accent, but they were younger. My friend moved to Georgia when he was like 26.
Yeah?
He came back here talking about y'all. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
I'm telling you, man, it happens. I mean, Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, he wasn't born in Jamaica. He was just raised over there.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said it in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Did he say that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think there's a point in the movie he said it. Pretty
no
sure, man.
fucking way. You're fucking with me.
I'm telling you.
I'm sorry
man.
for the headphone users. That definitely I screamed into the microphone.
I'm telling you.
No
man.
way.
Yo, look
They
it
didn't
up, bro.
fucking say that in
look
the
it
movie.
up, bro.
Is that movie filmed in the Caribbean?
Look it up,
drawn
bro.
in the Caribbean? Where's that supposed to be?
Look
Because he's
it
the only
up,
one with an
bro.
accent. Guess what? There's not a lot of fucking English-speaking countries over there.
Listen, bro, I'm going to look it up right now, son. Keep the people entertained.
I don't think that, what was his name? I'm thinking Jeffrey.
Sebastian. Jeffrey.
I'm thinking about the
Fresh Prince.
Yeah. I don't think Sebastian says anything about Jamaica. And that, I think they get, and he had that solo with like the Caribbean music in the background. It was implied.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. Look, background. According to the dialogue and Tale of Two Crabs, Sebastian was born off the coast of Jamaica, hence the accent.
The Tale of Two Crabs, what's that? The dialogue?
I don't know.
That wasn't even a movie. That's like a fucking director's
What's
cut.
that, spinoff?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. That's a conversation.
Yeah, but it
had.
says he was born off the coast. So he was born over there.
I don't think fucking crabs are those kind of animals, I don't think they're wandering the sea like sea turtles. Sea turtles, on the other hand, they're wandering the sea.
Damn.
That's it, man. You got a good crab fact. We're over an hour.
Yeah, man. Are we?
Yeah.
Damn, we're gonna end it on a high note on Sebastian the Crab.
Yeah, Sebastian the Crab.
Damn,
Things are
man.
looking up for us.
Things are looking incredible for us. I gotta say. I feel good.
This is our year.
That's it. 2022, guys. Happy New Year and happy holidays to everybody that tunes into the podcast and everybody that doesn't.
Yeah.
Just hoping everybody has a good 2022. Start off good. Start off strong. Start off healthy.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. If you're still here with us, thank you very much. Please scroll on up and give us a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. They're free.
Yes, it is free to give us that thumbs up and really give us that Happy New Year kind of welcome into 2022.
Yeah, that's it. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Should I hit him with the outro music? What you got?
No, I think I'm good, man.
That's
I'm feeling good, man. Glad to be back.
Masters of None
Glad
episode.
to be back. 65.
65.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma. Borbona.